Welcome to another ALEKS Geometry Topic instructional video by Mr. Hardy. What we're going to do here is we're going to look at a couple problems. The first example is we want to find the area of this shaded region. Okay, and then the other one is that we want to find the area of this shaded region. Okay, so actually I'm going to start with the second one this time, just because this one looks like so much fun. So here's how I'm going to do this. First, let's think about area. The area is sort of like the amount of square units inside of something. So here, it looks like what we have is a rectangle, and then we're going to cut out 3 circles. And then what's left is the shaded area. So you can kind of think of this as the area of the whole thing. Let's say the area of the total is going to be equal to the area of the rectangle. Let's just say R minus the area of the circle, but there's 3 circles, and fortunately they're all the same size. So minus 3 times the area of the circle. Okay, so that's going to be sort of like our high-level starting place. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out in terms of a formula. The area of a rectangle is the length, say the length times the width. Let's call this the width. And let's call this L. We don't know L yet. Okay, so this would be the length times the width minus 3 times, and the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay? Now, it looks like the only thing they're giving us is this distance right here. Okay, but that's actually a lot, what they're doing. That actually happens to be this distance right here. Okay, so that's 6. And that's the diameter. The diameter is the distance all the way across the circle going through the center. That's 6. So the radius is half of that. 3 plus 3. So the radius, R, must be 3. So over here, I can say that this is 3 times pi. Pi is 3.14, and then 3 squared. Okay? Now, the question is, we also have the width. The width is 6. But now we need the length. Well, maybe you already see this. The distance, if the distance this way is 6, then the distance this way is also 6. Okay, so that would be sort of like 6 plus 6, because that would be 6. 6. And then this would be 6. Okay, stopping right there. 6. So 6 plus 6 plus 6, right, is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. So the length is 18. So we had to use our knowledge of the circle to figure that out. So that's 18. Okay? So now we can just put this into the calculator and we're good to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this part first. I'm going to say 3 times 3 to do this squaring times 3.14, and that's the area of one circle, and then we're going to multiply it by 3 times 3. So we're going to subtract off 84.78. 84.78. Okay, and then 6 times 18, clear, 6 times 1/8 equals 108. 108. So the rectangle is 108 square centimeters, and in all three circles is 84.7 centimeters. So now, by doing it in the order that I did, I already have 108 in the calculator, so now I just subtract off 84.78, so 84.78, so 23.22. 23.22. This is area, so it's centimeters squared. Be sure to include your unit. Do not round your answer, so we're not going to do anything with the answer. Okay, so there you go. That's how to do that one. Now let's look at this one. This one is first a little intimidating, but then what I see is I think somewhere 4 circles in a square. Okay, so they're telling us this is a square. So if it's a square, if this distance from here to here, if this distance is 8, then we know that this distance is 8. Okay, so the area of the square is going to be the length times the width, but that's just going to be 8 times 8, or 64. And then what we want to subtract off, so let's think about this. What are we looking at? So if you project out like this, kind of use your imagination a little bit, you can kind of see that there's a circle here, and there's a circle here. Okay, just kind of use your imagination. You got to, with the way I draw. This is not very good. So this area right here that we need to subtract off to take out of the square is 1/4 of a circle. And then we have to do it 4 times. We have to take 1/4 of a circle, 1/4 of a circle, and 1/4 of a circle. Okay, so I could put that in here, minus 1/4 of a circle, minus 1/4 of a circle, and do that 4 times. But what's 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4? Well, that's just 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 4 over 4 is just 1. So what we're really doing is we're subtracting off 1 circle to get the area. Okay? So that would be, the formula for a circle is pi r squared. Okay? So let's see. I'm pretty sure that this distance would have to be 4 for the radius, right? Doesn't that make sense? Halfway. If this distance is 8, then half of 8 is 4. So this would be 3.14 times, I blew it, times 4 squared. So that's going to be 16. Let's just do it on the calculator. Clear. So 4 times 4 is 16 times 3.14 is 50.24. So minus 50.24. So now let's just go back. Clear. 64, right? 8 times 8, 64, minus 50.24 equals 13.76. So 13.76, and this is also centimeters, so centimeters squared. Okay? So these problems really aren't that hard. They look a little challenging at first, but just think about them and look for the circles. And think about cutting out, finding the area of the rectangle first, and then cutting it out. And if they could do this, they could give you a circle and then give you like a rectangle or probably a square in the circle. So in that case, you would do the opposite. You'd find the area of the circle and then subtract the area of the rectangle. I don't know if they do that, but I'm just kind of guessing. I'm just trying to think of how they could do a different kind of problem. Okay? All right, good luck with that.